Hello everybody and welcome back to A Couple Books. This is Couple as per usual, and today we are going to be getting into my anticipated releases of 2022. Since I'm making this video a bit late, since it's already like the 13th is when I'm making this, so since it's already the 13th, that means I think one or two of these might already be out. So that's not important though, because we're just going to get into it. We're just going to dive right in and be excited about what is being offered to us in this year of 2022. I've got 10 releases and then some honorable mentions in terms of like sequels that I'm really excited for. So let us just get started. Our first book that we're going to be talking about today is going to be Deep Dive by Ron Walters. And this is basically going to either be a game lit or lit RPG installment. The cover art looks amazing. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but it just looks like covers are just getting better and better every year. And I'm so excited to see cover art just like continue to get better. Oh, it's very exciting. Thanks, people. But basically, this is about a VR headset that transports a video game designer into an alternate reality, and he has to figure out how he's going to get back to the real world. So very lit RPG, very game litty, and I think that this is going to be very mainstream, meaning that a lot of people who like read Ready Player One and never heard about lit RPG before then are going to be picking up this book, and it's going to be fun to get a lot of new people who are into this kind of subgenre. So yeah, that is Deep Dive by Ron Walters. The next one is The Chosen 12 by James Breakwell. This was described as Hunger Games meets Hitchhikers of the Galaxy, which I'm here for. Like, what in that sentence was a bad thing, people? From what I understand, it's basically about a sci-fi story that's pitting 22 humans against each other, and only 12 are going to be able to depart their ship and actually begin colonizing a planet that they've landed on. So I'm excited because I have no clue what it's going to be like, but I just like the whole enclosed space of a spaceship, them like fighting against each other. I don't know what its form it's going to take. Is it going to be savage? Is it going to be trickery? Like, what is going to happen? I don't know, but I'm hyped for it. Plus, I'm trying to get into more sci-fi, so this is a great opportunity. And this is coming out January 18th. The next one I have for you guys is going to be Ordinary Monsters by J.M. Murrow. M-R-I-O. I'm so sorry, I mispronounced that, but there's no way I didn't. But The Ordinary Monsters by J.M. was described as Umbrella Academy meets Penny Dreadful. And I love Penny Dreadful, and I think Penny Dreadful is often underappreciated, and I think everyone in the world loves Umbrella Academy. So once again, nothing wrong with these words. These are good words that are being used, people. Okay, but this one is about a group of orphans who have like special powers, and they're all brought into like this institution to basically hone and develop their abilities. And it's got like a side of like creepiness on the side. So like, I'm a fan. I love the whole idea of like, it's not about them being orphans that makes me love them, but I just love the whole idea of like group of estranged young ones being gathered and honing their special abilities. Gives me some X-Men vibes. Like, I'm a fan of it. Like, I'm here for it. Okay, people? Like, I'm stoked for some novelization in the Umbrella Academy vein. Like, yes, please sign me up. And that's coming out June 7th. So that one we've got a little bit to wait for. The next one I have for you guys is going to be Lucy Foley's next book, The Apartment, which is coming out February 22nd. This book is about a girl named Jess. Jess needs a fresh start. You know, get out of the polygon, get out, be gone. New start. So she contacts her brother, Ben, who's living in Paris, I do believe, and they are like, oh, come here, since you forced my hand, I'll let you come here and you can stay with me. She goes and he's not there. Okay? Now she needs to figure out what happened and where he went and what's going on, as she basically learns and explores into the mystery of his disappearance and learns more about the creepy neighbors that live in the apartment building and all this kind of stuff. I love apartment, like horror, thriller, mysteries. Like, I think it's just a fun environment. I just love how everyone's kind of stuck together and you don't know what's going to happen. Also, I like Lucy Foley's work. So, like, she did The Hunting Party and I really enjoyed that. So I'm stoked for this one. And this one's coming out February 22nd. Alright, so the next book I have for you guys is going to be Echo by Thomas Old-Hwavelt. This one is going to be for all of your horror lovers out there. This is the same author who wrote The Hex, who you guys know I love that book so much. It was such a good book. But this one is going to be following Nick Greaves. Nick Greaves is a mountaineer slash travel writer, journalist, whatever the word is. And he is hiking with his pal Augustine. Next thing you know, he's waking up from a coma in the hospital. And what happened? He tells the hospital he has amnesia, but in fact he does remember, and he remembers something following them, and you remember something really creepy that they found while hiking. And knowing Thomas Hall 12's ability to deliver with the hex, I'm super stoked for Echo by him. Also, the cover art on this one's another fantastic cover, and I'm just really excited. It's coming out February 8th, if I did not say that. But the next one is Upgrade by Blake Crouch. Like, for those who do not know, Blake Crouch writes some really epic sci-fi thrillers. I really love his books. Recursion, Dark Matter, like, he just writes really good books. But this one I'm super excited for. This one is following our main character, Logan Ramsey, who basically gets swatted. SWAT comes in, picks him up, takes him away to a facility, and at this facility he's informed that he's been infected with a genetic virus. This virus that's going to go in and attack and change his genetic makeup and make him basically a different person. And he's like, what? That's crazy, people. But it's actually not that crazy, because in this futuristic world, this is kind of a common thing. There's these new genetic, I guess you could say, therapies or viruses out there that are changing people's genetic makeups to try and give them either extra intelligence or abilities or who knows what, but it usually ends in disaster. Logan goes in, he says he's infected with it, he ends up actually getting better, and the government says he's good to go and that he's fine, but he knows inside that he has been changed. And when he starts becoming smarter and seeing things more clearly, he realizes that he actually had a successful run at this genetic manipulation, and we'll see where the story goes from there. I just like the whole idea. I like the whole idea of this like virus, and it just kind of gives me some Limitless vibes. I'm stoked. It's coming out July 19th. We have The Shadow and the Lightning by Brian McClellan, and this is an author who's wrote another series called the Powder Mage Trilogy, which I have yet not read. I have it somewhere on my shelf somewhere, but I've not gotten around to it yet. But this one really attracted me because of the story and the premise of it. But basically, we're following a person named Damir, who's an outcast, and he's basically just like abandoned his responsibilities as a governor and a son, and now he's basically living out his days as like a total and complete like outsider of society. But then when his mother's murdered, he has to return from his exile to claim his seat and basically figure out what the hell's going on, and he's going to have rivals and old friends and all those kinds of things. But I just kind of like the whole idea of being forced back into your political position because of like a murder. I just really enjoy that trope, even though we see it often. But what's really interesting in this world that really attracted me to it is that magic is supposedly running out in this world, and I kind of love that. I kind of like that. We saw a little bit of that in the last Smile and Sunder City series by Luke Arnold, where magic had run out. In this one, magic is running out. So I'm hyped for it. I'm here for it, people. Okay, and that's coming out June 21st. My next one is going to be another sci-fi, and that's going to be Mickey 7 by Edward Ashton. And this one is basically a sci-fi about exploring who you are. Mickey is basically a human or a humanoid or something not quite human who is basically constructed and basically does the dangerous sides of the job. And Mickey, when Mickey gets destroyed, Mickey is replaced, okay? And Mickey's memories and consciousness is like uploaded to Mickey's new body, and then Mickey becomes the next Mickey. So, for example, when Mickey 6 died, Mickey 7 was created, and Mickey 7 went out and was Mickey 6 still, but just the new reiteration. So when Mickey 7 gets lost on a mission or dies in it, or something happens in the mission, Mickey 8 is created, but when Mickey 7 returns and is alive, he now has a kind of an awkward problem on his hands as his clone is now walking around the place. So I just like the whole idea of cloning. I think it's an interesting take. This one's coming out February 15th, and it's once again a sci-fi book, which I do want to get more into. So another one I'm really excited for. My next one for you guys is going to be The Paradox Hotel by Rob Hart. This is going to be simply a sci-fi murder mystery at a motel, okay, or hotel. It's just like a sci-fi murder mystery. There's time travel involved. It's going to be weird. It's going to be fun. I'm here for it. Murder mystery, like I'm always here for that, okay? And I don't think I need to say much more than that. And that's coming out February 22nd. And then next we have Devil House by John Darnielle. Sorry, once again. This one centers around a journalist or a writer named Gage, who is basically invited as a crime writer to come in and live in a house that the satanic panic has kind of taken on as the satanic panic murder house. And he's going to go live there, and he's going to go write about it, and he's going to learn about the about the town that he is residing in, which happens to be his friend's old hometown. I just like satanic panic era, like in terms of like real life. Like I like reading about it and learning about it and seeing how the public responded to such a thing. And so I'm kind of excited to read a book about it and kind of see what the author does with it and how much fun he has with it. And that is coming out January 25th. Okay, guys, so those are the 10 books that I'm really stoked for in terms, but I also want to mention some of the books that are coming out that I'm also really excited for. In particular, I'm really excited that The Golden Enclaves by Naomi Novik, which is the third book in the Skullman series, is going to be coming out this year. I'm stoked for it. I've yet to read the second one, guys. I know I am waiting for it. It's supposed to be here any day now, okay? And it will be here, and I will read it, and I will love it, and then I'll be ready for the third one as well. The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake, I do believe is their name. Please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on that. Olivia Blake's The Atlas 6 is coming out March 1st. This is a rebranding. It's not, or republishing. It's not a new release in the series, I do believe. But she originally self-published and it made it big, so now someone bought it and they're going to be publishing it again. And I'm kind of excited because I like the cover art much more in this edition. And then, of course, the next one I have for you guys is going to be Wax and Wayne #4, which is coming out this fall. Wax and Wayne, of course, if you guys do not know, is the next era in the Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson. He's written 3 books in this era so far, and this is going to be the concluding part, I think, because I think this wraps up the trilogy, and then he's going to move on to the next era of Mistborn. So, another book I'm super excited for. As well, I'll be keeping my eyes open for my must-buy authors. This is, of course, very early 2022, so we don't know every single book that's going to be coming out this year, but I'm really excited for some of these books, and I'm really excited to kind of try different things, and that's why there's a wide range of books on here, from lit RPG all the way to horror and back to fantasy and sci-fi. So I'm excited to read about these books. I hope you guys are excited to read these books with me, and please let me know in the comment section if there's a book that you guys that you're like, wow, he should be reading that book this year. Please let me know in the comment section down below, and I will be sure to also link as much information as I can find on these books. I'll probably just be like an Amazon or a Goodreads link, but if there's anything else juicy, I'll be adding it down below in the description box so that you guys can read up more about these books, since we all know I did not do such a fantastic job summarizing all of the plot points of each of these books, since I'm trying to tease their contents to you. So let me know what you guys' thoughts are. Be sure to like and comment down below, and while you're there, maybe you feel like subscribing. Don't feel like you have to, though, and I will be seeing you guys all in the next video. Bye now.